It is time for the hour of power with the Heroic Vibration podcast. On this week episode, we're gonna talk about our top 5 Marvel and DC movies. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kaleidoscope. You know what I'm saying? He had brought it to my attention. He said, "Hey, let's do that." And I was like, "I'm with it." You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be talking about who will be the big bad in the Marvel after Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to K Mega. You know what I'm saying? He had shot me and Knuckles that out, and I said, I'll roll with it, you know what I'm saying? And if anybody out there have a topic request they want to do, you know what I'm saying, just sub to our channels or follow us on Twitter, and you know what I'm saying, shoot us that kite. What up with your YouTube and YouTube bust? It's your boy TripleCup Chuck, and I'm up. And you're tuning in to the Vibration Podcast, where we talk about Marvel, DC, comic books, anime, video games, and more. Welcome to my humble abode. Let's go. Now that we got that out the way, I'd like to introduce everybody to our newest member of the Vibration Podcast, Bloody Motherfucking Knuckles.
What's up, everybody? What's up? How's everyone doing tonight?
Good, yo. Can't front.
Yeah. It's good to be back here, man. It's always good to be out and showing love to you. So thank you for having me out here. Of course, shout out to my man Kaleidoscope over there chilling. Not much is going on besides playing that Monster Hunter, man. So addicting. Can't stop.
Man, that is. Hey, so where they can find you at, Knuckles?
They can find me on Saturday afternoons and sometimes evenings. They can find us at the Smash Podcast, where we do all things comics, movies, anime, anything that you could think of, all things nerdy. We can find me there. Of course, here on Wednesday with you on the Vibration Podcast, and they can find me on Twitter at Bloody Knuckles.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Next up, we got yo. Man, I ain't gonna butcher it. I ain't gonna butcher it. Go ahead and do your thing.
Yo, it's the Xbox Ghost Kaleidoscope. Back in this mug again on the Heroic Vibrations podcast, bro. And yeah, I gotta agree with Bloody, yo. That Monster Hunter world is the real deal, man. It's the real deal, yo. That shit has been consuming my time. And dude, I'm just ready to get in on this week, man. Yo, there's a lot of exciting things that have been popping up, you know what I'm saying? And I really just want to get just not down to the nitty-gritty, you know what I'm saying? But besides that, y'all could check me out on the weekends on the Direct X show, minus the fraud, you know what I'm saying? With my clan and shit from Intro Media Gaming with the whole Direct X crew. Y'all can reach me at my Twitter account, which would be at DirectX minus the. All right. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to include the fraud because he won't be named. All right. And after that, yo, let's get busy. Let's get busy, yo.
He already knows what it is, man.
Already, that's what's up. Well, this not gonna be hard to figure out, but you know what I'm saying. Let everybody know what y'all been up to. You know what I'm saying. I'm gonna start off with you, Kaleido, since you kind of already gave a little tidbit already.
Yeah, that Monster Hunter world, dude, ridiculous, man. While I'm playing through the game, the only thing that keeps creeping through my head is like, why doesn't an American publisher jump on a Jurassic World? All right, with the Monster Hunter formula, man. You know what I'm saying? Just swap everything out for Jurassic World aesthetics. You hunting the monsters, capturing them, killing them, the whole 9 yards, yo. I think that shit will be freaking huge, man. You know what I'm saying? And it would consume the world because, I mean, what? The last movie for Jurassic Park sold, what, $1.5 billion? Come on, man. People love dinosaurs, all right? And besides that, still playing a lot of Destiny. You know what I'm saying? I know Bloody doesn't like it, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing a lot of Destiny. Been playing that freaking Iron Banner, which came out this week. The grinding is fucking bullshit on that. But, oh well, they still give you a lot of bullshit for the fucking things that you win and whatnot. Out of every 10 items I get, maybe one might be good. Maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Telling you.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking it's fucking aggravating sometimes.
They loot grind right now, man. It's shit, bro. I'm telling you.
They give you a lot of garbage. They give you a lot of garbage is what they do.
Yes, they do.
But I guess they like stringing motherfuckers around like a donkey with a carrot on a stick, right?
Yeah,
they put the carrot at the end of the stick and you're never catching the carrot.
Yep.
But
side of it, man.
I like the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, and it aggravates me. They invited me to a party earlier today. J Long, Master Chief, and them, and Sir Merkham. And I'm over here trying to play Iron Batter, so I'm over here cursing. I'm like, let me just jump out this party. 'Cause I was like, dude, I don't want to be cursing up at nobody party. You know what I'm saying? And I was getting heated. I was like, man, you effing. So I was like, you know what? Let me just jump out.
Yeah,
But
spend it
besides
in
that,
the corner
watching
and somebody
movies
be
and the whole
talking, huh?
nine, man. Saw that newest episode of shit for fucking Black Lightning. That
Man,
was
you're telling me,
raw.
bro. Dude, so good.
I know, man. I started getting chills of freaking Morgan Freeman. Lean on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, lean on me.
Hey man, show man, I'll tell you what, man, it has to be pumped up, man, showing true black power back to the people, man. It was some hella strength right there, bro. I love it. Seriously, gets me all sorts of hyped up.
I know. I know. We could actually go spoil it deep in a little bit on that.
Yeah. But you know what's even better, man? I'm telling you, Tobias, one hell of a villain, especially that ending. Whoo, boy, man, you know how deep it goes there.
That was cold. That was cold. I didn't see that coming. See, at first I was amped up, hyped. Yo, the show left me sad at the end, man. I was sad, yo. I was sad for old dude. I was like, damn, that's messed up. I mean, just the issues that this series touches upon is freaking deep, yo.
It really
just
is,
think
man.
about it, man. The open line of dialogue that their daughter had with them, that she could freely come up to them and tell them, like, yo, you know, I'm gonna have sex. You know what I'm saying? And I'm planning it for Saturday.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They was
gonna
like,
pull on emotional strings on that show.
yeah, dude, that's like some real thing, some real stuff, yo. It's real life events, real life things. Because if you think about it, you have to have an open line of dialogue with your kids.
Right.
You really do, man. I was like, and especially once like the oldest daughter, man, she's in her 20s. She's already graduated.
Uh-huh.
She has that openness. Hey, I'm an adult. I gotta do this, but I
Mhm.
respect you enough to let you know that it's going on.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah,
it's
but it's
very
gonna put on
progressive in that, man. It's very.
They're gonna pull on a lot of them emotional strings on that show. I could tell already. You think they're pulling on them now? Wait till you get like toward the mid-season or the season finale. They're gonna really tug on them strings. That's why you got to keep that in mind. That's one of them shows that's gonna really get you. But Smash, what you been up to, Knuckles?
Oh man, just working, doing all the work I can. Gotta make extra money as much as I can. Other than that, man, been playing.
Hey, you kind of biting.
Yeah, you breaking up a little bit.
Give a second. How's that? Is that better?
Nah, you might gotta you might gotta do the old school thing and just hop out and hop back in. Google
Google be funky like that.
Yeah,
you're still biting. Yo, but it was real though, man. I mean, that Monster Hunter World is the truth. And I decided, know what I'm saying, I could only get one game this month. So I was like, what game should I get? Should I get DBZ? That's, there's been a number of DBZ titles from the Xenoverse titles and the whole nine. Or should I get something that I want more of on the Xbox platform? It's like, damn,
right.
let me support something that I want more of. Know what I'm saying?
Right.
So my dollars went to Monster Hunter World for the time being. And Smash is back. All right, bloody.
That better?
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. All right. Yeah, like I said, man, it's just been, other than working, man, just been hooked on Monster Hunter, man. They say people always saying that Xbox don't support Japanese games, man. No, if a game is good and interesting, people play it. As he said, man, people like dinosaurs, and the monsters in there are beyond cool looking. Like let me give you an example. There is a monster in there called a Toba Kadachi. All right.
Yeah.
So, crazy looking name, right? But here's the better thing about it. When you try to picture this, take a flying squirrel that can generate electricity and has the face of a snake.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. Toby Kadashi, yo. That's so cool, man. I can't find.
I
had chills of Pokemon. I had chills of Pokemon when I was trying to get it.
With the base of a snake, with the face of a snake that creates electricity. And it's called the Toba Kadachi. Or there's another one called the Pookie Pookie, which is basically a giant chameleon bird.
Yeah, with a long ass tongue, bro. It reminded me of them kaijus.
Yep. Exactly. Like there's not like anyone who's hating on that game or say that it's not supported. One, Monster Hunter's been big. It just never got the appeal here in the West because they've only had it on Nintendo and handhelds. People have been wanting to play it a real game. And as soon as that game came out, man, in less than a few days, already 5 million sold. Come on. And with 40% of it being Xbox and 60% being PlayStation, let that show that there's interest for that game on both sides. There shouldn't be any reason to hold a game back like that. Or any
so what's the base of that game?
Basically, you're a hunter coming to a new world from another continent, following this elder dragon, which is this giant, basically mountain of a monster, and you're trying to figure out why they make this crossing every 10 years or so, right? And while you're trying to find this thing, you're having to hunt other monsters to get by. And the basic premise of the game, man, is you hunt monsters, farm them out, make cool looking weapons and gear to go hunt bigger monsters and rinse and repeat. But it's cool because of the fact that it's fun, because of the fact that the monsters themselves, dude, are some type of smart. Like they live in their own ecosystem, dude. That the AI are really crazy. Like you could be fighting one, then another monster that's in the area might come through and they might cause a turf war, and then everyone gets involved. Like shit can go sideways, bro.
Yeah, that happened to me earlier. I can't front. I was actually helping Merc out with the Anjanath.
Yeah.
Which is basically kind of hard. They give you 3 tries, 50 minutes, and Merc was getting bodied. So he was like, yo, Kaleidoscope, you can help me out a minute? I was like, yeah, I did him yesterday. So I jumped in. I was like, what weapon you got? He's like, oh, I got a big-ass sword. I forgot what sword it was.
Was it the great sword or was he using a katana?
Yeah, he was using, the great sword.
Great sword,
basically. And I had the bow and arrow. I was like, dude, I'm going to distract him. You go whack him. so that's the way we was getting down, know what I'm saying? And then when the Anjanath would get really pissed off, he would come after me. Yo, I'd be jumping off cliffs, off of trees, like, yo! No,
dude, I've been using the insect glaive, man. I'd be flying with that son bitch across the sky. Use that. But my favorite
is dope.
Yeah, but I've been getting real down with it with the gun lance, man. People don't give that enough love. That could do serious numbers and damage. And plus that shield can take damage like a motherfucker.
I agree with you. Actually, yesterday when I did the Anjanath for the first time yesterday, I was in a party of 4. 2 of us had bows and arrows. One dude had his arrows equipped with poison. I had mine equipped with electricity. All right. And then there was another dude with a switch axe. All right. So basically it's an axe. It's like some type of axe that turns into this giant long blade or something.
It turns into a giant sword.
Into a sword. Turns into a giant sword. And then the other dude had that gun lance thing that you had. You know what I'm saying? So like the monsters will come at me, he'll put up that shield, but he'll just push him back while the dude would catch him on the side with that freaking long ass sword. And then me and this dude was just like throwing rocks, basically throwing everything at this dude, man. We took him out. It was dope. I can't front.
Oh yeah, man. It's hella fun, dude. Other than that, man, I've just been playing a lot of Dragon Ball Z Fighters, man. We're actually getting down on that over the weekend.
I heard, man. I heard.
Who else supposed to be in there?
Oh, it was me, Mega, Lemon, Dragon came on there for a little bit, and then we also had.
Who took the crown?
Mega. Mega had the most wins, and I was second behind him.
In a 2D fighter? Yo, that's because I wasn't there.
It was the more of the issues was just trying to get it all set up. And then me and Mega were just messing around with all the bunch of different characters, trying to figure out where we feel. And I found my badass 3, man. I'm telling you, Goku Black, Yamcha, and Android 18. Everyone be hating on the boy Yamcha, but man, he does work.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, I agree with you, man. Yamcha is one of them characters and whatnot that he's garbage in the anime, but in the game, they made him beastly.
Oh yeah, man. I was like, I was always like Yamcha. I was like, everyone hates on the boy. I was like, nah, man, Yamcha's top. I was like, you gotta think that he's one of the strongest humans in the world besides Krillin and Tien and all them. I was like, yep.
Yo, I agree with you as far as Android 18 as well. She got some combos.
Oh yeah, man, she's great because you use the others to push down or push sideways, and she has that top down especially when you use your super switch. So you get right above them and drop them down, man. Does hella work.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get that Dragon Ball Z fighter, but the demo had pissed me off a little bit too much. Now I gotta wait till it go down to 30, 35. I mean, yeah, about $30, $35 for me to stick my toe back into that hot water. But it looked like it's fun though. It looked like it was real fun, real intriguing.
Oh man, it's fun. It's good.
Hey, speaking about intriguing, hey, I know this here was like the breaking news type thing. They showed a glimpse of Raphael holding up a pizza on the Injustice for the next fighter. So I'm guessing they finna drop a tease trailer for the Ninja Turtles. I mean, what y'all think about the little sneak peek they dropped out?
Hey man, I'm excited for that. Like Injustice was always good, and I'm glad that they teased the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as long ago as they did. But I'm glad that they're hopefully going to be putting out something actually showing the characters, because I want to see how they play.
Yeah, I figure they will. They will. But it's going to be like 1 week before it drops. You know what I'm saying? So normally they drop around the middle of the month. So we're still like 2 weeks away, right? So I figured with it by the end of this week, we should probably have it drop, or maybe sometime beginning next week. All right, we'll see the trailer, and then that following Tuesday, the people that have early access, right, the ones that got the season pass, they'll be the first to download it 1 week ahead of everybody. All right, so I'm gonna be one of those people downloading the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'm excited for their gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody knows how Marvel versus Capcom plays, how Dragon Ball FighterZ plays. You know what I'm saying? You basically call in your other person in order to help you out. But this is going to be a little bit different, man, because I'm going by the mechanics that they devised for Injustice. I'm figuring with the combos that you're actually doing, your turtles will actually swap on the fly while you're doing the combos.
Yeah,
right. That's the way I think the gameplay is going to be, yo, because that's the only way to make it fair. They only have one life bar. It's not like they have 4 life bars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's going to be one life bar between the 4. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Killer Instinct, that robot chick that has like 3 different body parts and whatnot, right? I forgot her name and whatnot, but she has only, she basically, you know, has like 3 life bars and whatnot, but it still matches up to the 1 life bar that every character has. Right. So I'm kind of figuring there's going to be something like that, dude, that they'll just be able to swap in and out. And I think it'll be sick, especially the graphics, man. That's the best way to end this season on a high note. And I hope they actually do another fighter pack. I really do.
I agree. I think that's definitely what they're gonna do. I still think that they might do each one on their own. However, if they don't, they do it like that tag style, all of them together. But I do think that it would make sense that they each have their own individual life bar, but it's only going to be a little bit of it at a time. Because like two of the turtles will equal 1 life bar for a regular person.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think they're gonna do all the turtles separate, me personally, because you know what I'm saying, they could do it like that, but they could have it like how they did Smoke and Cyborg. You just could like choose the different person that you the different turtle that you want to use. Not like how they doing like with the Flash and the Reverse Flash. They just skins. I think they're gonna go like 1 step deeper with them and have like every individual have their own different fighting style.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely
they're definitely gonna have their own fighting styles, definitely though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have it where they're gonna just keep flipping on the fly, because if they did it like that, I think people can find a way to spam with that. So I think they're gonna try to avoid that situation.
No, there's no way to spam it, dude. It's just fundamentals, man. Like you was doing to me the other day. Block. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
Talking about winning with the basics, huh? Sometimes that's the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's go ahead and hop into some of these topics. All right, the first thing I want to see, what on y'all top 5 in the MCU and the DC.
Wait a minute. Before we get into that though, y'all know Black Panther premiered 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
dude, and y'all know what the consensus is coming out of that movie?
That it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, and another thing, the best highlight: representation matters.
Yeah, I heard about that. That need of identity, that it was a phenomenal piece. And I heard that a lot of people were saying that Killmonger's story in it, despite being a little bit different than what we know of Killmonger right now, that it had such a big impact, and that Michael B. Jordan knocked it out of the park, that some people was crying because they felt bad for him, that he wasn't just a villain, he was more than that, and that has me hyped for it.
Actually, yeah, you ain't far from that, yo. I'm actually reading this Twitter thing by Jen Yamato. All right, that's this correspondent over at the LA Times. And she actually tweeted out that Black Panther is incredible, kinetic, purposeful, a superhero movie about why representation and identity matters and how tragic it is when those things are denied to people. The first MCU movie about something real. Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger had me weeping, and he's the villain.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying, man, just when I heard about that early, man, just it has me all sorts of choked up because I'm excited for that, because I think it's about time we had something that, especially for a superhero, man, like that is
something that can bring some diversity.
Yeah, it brings that diversity, but it sets such a precedent and such a big step moving forward, because you got to think how much alone in a decade that these movies have been going on. With everything that's been going on, how progressive and more society is pushed forward to make things, even though, without going political on this stuff, man, you got to think, man, segregation ended only 50 years ago, and it's still going on. And we've seen such big strides to really break that equality and bring it to where everyone's the same, and to get that same representation, to see something really hit it home. And a big movie, especially a big superhero like Black Panther, I think it's about time.
Well, actually, the first black superhero, if you think about it, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the first big black superhero. I mean, you could still argue that Wesley Snipes started this all the way back in the day with Blade, but Black Panther right now is the big.
Well, I'm referring as far as comic books.
Yeah, especially for comic books. Yeah, definitely.
Because like when Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created Black Panther, this was like in the 60s, bro.
I think he was actually their first one.
Yeah, dude. And not only that, but representation matters. And this ain't really on no SJW tip. You know what I'm saying? It really isn't. Because people are enjoying this film of all colors, races, and ethnicity. And creeds, let's just say that. All races are enjoying this movie. And why? Because they're actually experiencing a world from the African perspective. You know what I'm saying? And the people that did the movie actually enjoyed themselves like the fullest degree. It was like, this is the most fun I've ever had doing this movie. And even Denai Guerrero, the one from Walking Dead, the one that plays Michonne, they said she stole the show. If it wasn't, as a matter of fact, they said if it wasn't for Letitia Wright, the one that plays Shuri, Denai Guerrero would have stole the show. You know what I'm saying? And Denai Guerrero had stated back in the day when she first started doing Walking Dead, she wanted to do movies based on African culture. And look, lo and behold, Marvel called her. All right.
Yep. She got one of the biggest things to do for that African culture, man.
Of course, man.
They're gonna have me ready. When it is the 16th, can't get there fast enough.
Yeah, man. 3 more weeks.
It's going to be the real deal. People just don't know, man. This is going to be a game changer, bro. A game changer. Right? Because like I said, people of all colors are watching this movie and loving it. One of the most snobbiest critics around is some white cat. I forgot his name and whatnot, but he hates superhero movies. He watched this movie. He said the first half is slow, but dude, they hit on all cylinders following right after the first hour. He was blown away. Especially the time that we're in now. This movie touches on a lot of the things that's going down in society now. All right. Even though this guy, Ryan Coogler, wrote the script about 1.5 years to almost 2 years ago. All right. But a lot of the things that's in that script are what's going down now. All right. So people are actually going to be feeling it. They're going to be like, wow, yo, that's some serious stuff. And they're actually saying that Killmonger is the next best villain since Loki. All right. Then I was like, wow, that's some high praise right there. But I got to go see for myself regardless.
Right. Especially on Marvel. Yeah. Because they've been having hit after hit after hit. I haven't seen them drop one that wasn't a hit so far.
Of course not, man. Them dudes is like knocking it out the park each and every time.
Right. So I'm gonna go. I want to go with you, Knuckles first. Who was your top 5 MCU or DC movies?
Top 5 MCU and DCU movies. For me, my top definitely had to be number 1 was definitely Civil War. I loved what that movie was and how much it had encompassed at that time, and it was just a phenomenal movie. My second one was Captain America: The First Avenger, because I really enjoyed that movie, and they really showed what it meant to like Cap before he was who he was. You know, they really knocked it out of the park because it was a World War II movie with a superhero. Wasn't trying to be a superhero movie during a war.
Yeah, and it actually demonstrated Chris Evans' acting chops, because he made you care for Steve, yo, little scrawny Stevie Rogers, yo.
Yep, and he knocked it out of the park with that, and I love that. He did a lot to do that right, and it really did show what he was able to do. Number 3 would be Doctor Strange, because that movie was just such a trip, dude. It really was something else. Visually, it was just out of this world. It really was, with everything that they were showing and that was just going on the screen at the same time, dude. It was just a masterpiece of visual effects. Number 4 for me was Spider-Man Homecoming, because at first I wasn't sure about Tom Holland, dude, but when I saw that movie, just seeing how much of a coming of age and a high school story it was, showing that true teenage awkward Peter Parker and everything that a high school kid like that would be going through was something else, man. It really did hit all the right notes, and he's absolutely perfect for Spider-Man. I was like, I may have grown up with Tobey Maguire and then liking Andrew Garfield a little bit more, but I couldn't see anyone else doing Spider-Man better than Tom Holland.
I agree.
And then number 5 would be Deadpool, just because of the fact that, you know, it's Deadpool. It's what we wanted from a movie like Deadpool. It's raunchy, it's gory, it's hilarious in all the right notes.
But how did it be your number 5 though? Out of number 5, why it can't be number 3?
Hey man, it's one of those things that's hard to cope up. I was like, I love raunchiness, but sometimes you gotta take the ones that hit you right in the heartstrings just a little bit.
Yeah, and they actually did 2 types of things though. Not only was it an R-rated superhero movie, right?
Yep.
Knocked it out the park. It was also a love story, though.
It did have, yeah, it was a love story. It
really
was
a love story because you cared for the relationship between him and old girl.
Exactly, and it's just
does their relationship was you cared about it.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he had the upper hand a couple of times, definitely, but oh well.
Yeah, but he
enjoyed it. He enjoyed it.
But it's like he made you care for the relationship because of the fact that it was his driving point, and you wanted him to see what he was doing to get to that point. You wanted to see it like work out, you know. And of course, it's gonna work out because it's Deadpool. Everything works his way for the most part.
Yeah. Definitely.
But like Ryan is the absolute perfect person to play Deadpool. Like his personality, his humor, his just every single part of his demeanor was just fit for that character. And I cannot see anyone else being Deadpool. Even if someone did try, I don't think they would ever have it on the same level that he does. Just like it's gonna take a while to see anyone else as Wolverine. Like Hugh Jackman. He may have not been the ideal for his height and everything, but he played the character so phenomenally well. Like, it's hard to picture anyone else coming after him, you know?
Nah, I agree with you 100% as far as Ryan Reynolds. And to quote Ryan Reynolds, though, you know what I'm saying? From Blade Trinity, when he played Hannibal King, which actually was Deadpool to me, really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He actually had told this girl, he's like, you horse humping thunder cunt. I was like, what? What the hell is this dude saying? I was like, what? And then the thing is, I found out that he was improvising on the script. That I was like, what? I was like, yo, Ryan Reynolds is a genius. Yo, when they gonna do Deadpool? And I was saddened by that first Wolverine movie because it was Deadpool in the first 5 minutes. Yeah. After that, I don't know what happened, yo. But,
man, they sold his mouth up. Like, man, they really whoever made that movie really didn't like Deadpool. They hated that man. They had to sew his mouth up.
They sewed the Merc with the mouth closed. How could you do that, man?
Yeah, that kind of take away from the whole character.
Yeah, but I'm glad that when him having that such a heavy hand in the script, that he took as many shots as he was able to take at that. Just
hell yeah, I was tripping when he dissed Fox. When he went to the X-Men, he's like, "Oh, it seems like they only had a budget for 2 X-Men."
Right? Yeah.
Just like so, it's so empty. It's like we only had enough for only 2 people. What'd you say? Nothing.
Oh, that was so on point, man. That movie is a classic, bro.
Speaking of the X Mansion, little known fact that mansion has been in so many movies, like honestly, so many movies that the X Mansion right there that we saw in Deadpool is actually the same mansion that Oliver Queen was living in on the TV show Arrow.
That's a trip.
Recycle and reuse.
Well, it's one of the big locations that Hollywood's use. They use a lot of big areas, and if you learn to catch it, you see that they just redecorate some of the areas, but you can kind of
catch it from a certain angle or something. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So what about you, Kaleidoscope? What's your matter of fact, since this your top, you supposed to have a top 10. I mean, go ahead.
Oh, he gets the top 10, so he gets the easy one.
No. I'm gonna still go with the top 5, though, man. Really.
Look, I mean, if you think about it, movies, man, I'm saying, man, these kinds of lists, it's always hard to, because it's with as many good movies as they had come out, it's always hard to put your top.
Exactly. To me, all the movies are number 1 in my book. You know what I'm saying? All the movies that I really enjoy are actually number 1 in my book. But you know, if I gotta list the top 5, well, I guess I'll list the top 5. You know what I'm saying? Now, let me pull out my geek card real quick. All right.
Number 5.
I'll actually start with backwards, right? Yeah. My number 5 movie would be Thor Ragnarok. All right. Just because Thor has always been one of my favorite characters from the Marvel comics. I was big on Walter Simonson when he was writing and penciling, Thor. I thought those were like the illest issues ever, besides the Stanley Jack Kirby run. All right. But I thought the Walter Simonson issues he was just knocking it out the park. And he created Beta Ray Bill. All right. And a whole bunch of characters that are actually mainstays in the MCU now. And just to see those type of elements incorporated into Thor Ragnarok with Surtur, the fire demon, which is another good thing that you actually brought up, Doctor Strange. Because Surtur the Fire Demon was like in some type of demon realm, right? So you could say the same thing with Dormammu. So what's to say that we won't actually see in Phase 4 Mephisto pop up?
That's possible.
And maybe a Spirits of Vengeance movie with Blade, Ghost Rider, you know what I'm saying? All these Son of Satan. I mean, all these different types of horror characters from Marvel Comics that could actually be incorporated into the MCU, because the MCU really has not made a horror movie yet. And they've been tapping multiple genres lately.
Well, and then think about that too, with them wanting to go into a horror movie. Like, I think the Spirits of Vengeance would be great to see, but I know we're also seeing that a little bit with what's still coming left from the Fox movies, from the X-Men, with what they're wanting to do for
New Mutants.
Yeah, the New Mutants. And I'm excited for that, because I think that a horror take for them would actually be really interesting. So I definitely would agree that is still a genre that they really have left to fill. And I think bringing the big dark characters,
I hope it's centered around the Demon Bear storyline, bro.
Ooh, that would be good.
That would be sick, yo. Because I remember reading that as a kid, and that shit had me bugging.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that'll give you goosebumps, especially back then.
Know what I'm saying? It's like, especially for like old school comic book readers and whatnot. It's like seeing something like that on the screen. It's like, wow.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure that's what everyone's gonna have once we come May, once we finally see Infinity War, man. Because everyone's been waiting years for Thanos, bro, to see the big bulking mad titan on the screen.
The chameleon now.
Yeah, the chameleon there. Yeah.
He went from blue to green to purple to white, yellow.
Well, he's always been like purple and shit to me. I've never seen him pink. When have you seen him pink?
Been like, yeah, that like
the latest trailer he came out with.
He's
he
like
looked
a lighter.
purple. He looked like a California raisin. What are you talking about?
Man, I said, man, go back and look at the last trailer with Thanos.
Yo, there was something wrong with your phone, bro.
Man, I'm telling you. I watched this one a couple times, and then other people said the same thing.
Those is Apple products, bro.
Watch the color change, man. I'm telling you, watch his actual skin tone change from when they first showed on Thanos to now. He a whole different person.
Well, we'll all see finally on May, though. We'll definitely see all in May. All right, now my number 4.
Yeah.
Dang, hard decision. See, y'all made it hard when I got to go backwards. It's easier when I start from 1. My number 4. Dang, man. My number 4, I would actually have to say Watchmen.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I actually had gotten the novel that Christmas, and that summer is when the Watchmen movie came out. So I actually read the comic book, the graphic novel first, and just soaked all that geekness in and whatnot. I mean, it was just dope. And then I saw the movie, and wow, it just blew my mind. I actually went like at least 7 times to the theater to see this movie.
Shit,
right?
Dude.
One of my homeboys actually told me like he went once and he ain't understand it fully, so he went the second time with me. He was like, "Yo, go with me, Kaleidoscope." It's just like that. You could explain some things to me. And then I explained them the whole opening sequence. I was like, yo, this like all happens in a comic book. Like it happened like this. I broke everything down. And he came out of the movie like even more fulfilled. Like, wow, that movie really is incredible and whatnot. I was like, dude, it's going to be a cult classic, man. It wasn't a box office smash, but it's going to be a cult classic where people look at it years from now and be like, wow, I could see the things, I could see Batman and Night Owl. I could see Superman and Dr. Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? But DC, how DC works, they do everything backwards. All right. Trying to catch up to Marvel. The Watchmen should have came out like 10 years from now. That's when the Watchmen really should have came out, after they would have came out with Justice League, Superman, all that stuff. And then Watchmen comes out, then everybody were like, oh, I can see the similarities now. But they decided to do it backwards. Regardless, I still enjoyed the movie for what it was, and I thought it was phenomenal, yo. Zack Snyder really knocked it out the park with that film. And then for like my number 3, it would be Captain America Civil War. All right? Because Civil War had everybody in there. You could say it was Avengers 1.5. All right? Basically. You know what I'm saying? And you had introductions of some of the baddest characters coming into the MCU for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like from Spider-Man to Black Panther, which was basically a freaking Mack truck just driving in between the whole storyline. Because you had Captain America's side and Iron Man's side, right? But you had Black Panther with his own agenda, which is basically a steamroller steaming right between the freaking movie. Like, yo, I don't care about your side or your side. I'm for my side. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's up, man. And then my number 2 would be that spy thriller, that conspiracy thing, Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier just hits so hard on all levels, yo. You know what I'm saying? And then when Cap actually has that revelation that it's actually Bucky, dude, that was just completely mind-blowing, all right? Mind-blowing. And then like the actual fight scenes and everything just seemed like gritty and visceral, that it just took me to that next level. And not just those characters, but the way every character in that script was balanced. All right, because Black Widow, dude, you could say that was what Black Widow movie as well. I mean, she did a whole bunch of things in that movie that I was tripping, especially that highway scene, dude. When the Winter Soldier got on top of the car, yo, what was the first thing Black Widow did? She jumped on Steve and pulled his neck to the side, and this dude fired a round right into Steve's seat. You know what I'm saying? That I was like, wow, Black Widow's on some other, she's on some other shit, literally. But that movie was wicked, man, and it just showed that Marvel could do different types of movies, superhero movies, but it was different genres. You know what I'm saying? Just like Ant-Man was a spy thriller, right? This was a conspiracy thriller, all right? Just like New Mutants is a horror movie, to Deadpool being off-the-wall comedy rated R, to Logan being what it was. I mean, Logan was just another one that's just like
brutal,
crazy, yo. And I wish I could add Logan in my top 5, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't, man. And Logan was the shit. That's what I'm saying. These lists, It doesn't matter. If you're a comic book fan, put it in the comments below. What are your top 5? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's going to have their own top 5. My cousin actually has The Dark Knight at number 1. He ain't wrong. You know what I'm saying? The Dark Knight was incredible. All right. But my number 1 is Guardians of the Galaxy. All right. Just because freaking, I remember buying the first issues of Rocket Raccoon when I was little. All right. And I remember when Marvel first announced Guardians of the Galaxy. And then I was telling my cousin, like, yo, Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be the shit. He's like, who the fuck are the Guardians of the Galaxy? I was like, nah, yo, they got a talking raccoon and a talking tree. And then he looked at me like, what? I was like, I know it sounds stupid, but trust me, man, Marvel knows what they're doing. And now everybody knows Rocket Raccoon and Groot. All right? That just goes to show, you know, and then not only that, but they opened up the cosmic side of the MCU. All right? So they're going cosmic with Phase 4.
Oh, absolutely. And that, to go on to that, think about this too, because I sent y'all the pictures and tagged y'all this, that just recently they showed pictures of Brie Larson and the Captain Marvel outfit. And man,
and the Captain Marvel outfit, right?
Yep. And man, does she look good in it. And I'm so excited because Carol Danvers has always been one of my favorite girls.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people hating on it though. That was the crazy part.
Those are the stupid people that don't know that that's the Captain Marvel suit.
Yeah.
Not the Carol Danvers suit. That's a Kree uniform.
Yep.
All right. The Captain Marvel suit will be the red, gold, and blue.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. I was like, that's what she got from Marvel after she took up the mantle before she made it her own. Because when she was first partnered with him, Marvel still had his Kree uniform, and she had the Miss Marvel outfit, which was the red, black, and gold. And then later, when she adapted the Captain Marvel moniker, she kept her outfit, but she changed it to the red, gold, and blue.
Exactly. That's what's up, though, man. Captain Marvel's gonna be like wicked, man.
Oh yeah.
Did any of you guys read Civil War 2?
The original Civil War comic? Yeah, I remember.
No, the new one, Civil War Part 2.
Oh, Civil War 2. No, I haven't read Civil War 2 yet.
Man, I wouldn't say a spoiler, yo.
Man,
let's just say that
it's spoilerific. So
yeah, I know it's spoilerific, yo. Basically, Iron Man and the Hulkbuster armor is flying dead at Captain Marvel, and Carol Danvers shatters the armor off his entire body with one punch and murders him.
Damn.
Yep.
That's how powerful Captain Marvel is. People just don't know how powerful Captain Marvel is, man. Y'all thought Wonder Woman was some shit. Wait until y'all see Captain Marvel, then come talk.
Oh yeah,
yeah, she's gonna be something serious.
Oh yeah, she's a powerhouse, man. She has what's it called?
As a matter of fact, it's the Infinity War. I'm sure Thanos is gonna whip their ass.
Oh, absolutely.
They're gonna bring in the big guns for Infinity War 2 or Avengers 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
which is
whatever the Avengers 4 movie is.
Yep, and that's gonna be Captain Marvel, people, and the Wasp.
The Wasp, yeah, and there's
Wasp is gonna be something serious.
And we talked about this before, man, but there's still no talk on if they're gonna do Adam Warlock or not. But I hope they do. But I know that we was talking about that before, is that they might show him in the third Guardians movie.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he stays in the script. He's in the script as of now. Last time James Gunn said something on Facebook, he was in the script.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it stays that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, probably. So my top 5 that I had is slightly different than y'all, but like you said, ain't nobody gonna have the same top 5. But that's still cool because all our top 5s is all of our top 5s, and we love each other top 5s because we love all the movies. So with that being said, that was my cop out. But with that being said,
yeah, because basically, if we were stranded on the desert island, these are the movies we would want with us.
Yeah, basically.
But it's gonna be hard to watch them without a TV and electricity. But I still want to.
Let's just say there is TV and electricity, man. Don't spoil it, man.
Yeah,
well, Dragons was saying that.
Don't burst my bubble, yo. I was on cloud 9, yo.
I know that he's supposed to be getting his own.
Yeah, made the cloud rain.
Yeah,
but
no, you deflated
it. Man. People don't know that Hulk is still supposed to have his own standalone movie with Mark Ruffalo. He's not. as far as we know, he's not getting a trilogy. He has a trilogy going on that started with Ragnarok that's going to go into Infinity War and then the fourth Avengers movie after that.
Well, if they could ever buy the rights, the distribution rights back from Universal, yeah, he'll get a movie.
The thing is in his contract, he does have one single standalone Hulk movie. And this was actually coming out, but he's not, unless they buy the full rights, we're not going to get anything outside of that. But his main story, that's why he's always been tied into all the big team up movies. But after everything, he is going to get a single solo standalone film.
I'm not sure. The reason I'm saying that, Bloody, is because since Universal has distribution rights, it's like Sony gets Disney, Marvel gets to make the movie, but Universal distributes. That's the reason why they don't want to make a Hulk standalone, even though he does have it in his contract for one more Hulk standalone and whatnot. Universal has the rights to distribution.
Right.
Y'all remember that movie with the polar bears and whatnot? I forgot the name of it. Darks. I don't know. A movie back in the day with some polar bears and whatnot that was based on a novel. All right. They had one studio do it for the States, but distribution rights, they gave it to somebody else. The movie bombed gloriously in the States. Nobody went to see it. But internationally, it racked up. Right? It racked up internationally. But the main studio that made it was the one that stayed with just the US rights. So that's why they never greenlit a sequel, because of the distribution. And this is even worse than that, because Universal has full distribution. And Disney and Marvel, they're not gonna produce a movie so Universal could reap the benefits. Right. Disney and Marvel won't reap the benefits as much because they don't have distribution rights. Universal does. That's why they're doing that Hulk trilogy inside these movies and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way to get Hulk. So I'm hoping, like the way they did the Fox deal, and I'm hoping the Fox merger goes through. I really do. But I'm hoping they eventually get the rights. Want to know who's tied up in those rights as well? Prince Namor is tied up in the Hulk rights because he appeared in the Incredible Hulk. All right, so Universal has distribution rights to Prince Namor. That's why we haven't seen Prince Namor or even him mentioned. They could bring him up in a Marvel movie. You know what I'm saying? But he won't be able to get his own standalone because Universal has distribution to Prince Namor as well.
I think that with the way that Marvel's making moves now, especially with Disney for the MCU films, I think that it is possible that they could make a deal and a buyout for the distribution for that. Just similar to like what they did with Homecoming.
But I don't think Universal ain't gonna do that. Universal.
Well, you never know. Everybody said Spider-Man would never come to the MCU.
Yep.
Yeah, but look what they on the Sony had to get an awesome deal. Look what they got for doing it. I mean, I don't think nothing they could offer Universal.
I don't know. I think Universal has
a piece of the pie.
Yeah, as long as they get a good piece of the pie, I think Universal will make it, because the fact that they know Marvel knows what they're doing when it comes to the scripts they write and the movies that they're making, because everything that they touch has made bank. There's no denying that the movie won't do numbers. Absolutely not. So if they come saying, hey, we know y'all have distribution, but if you let us do it our way and do it like this, you get this much. And if they come at it like that, there's no way that they would turn it down. If they did, they would just be shooting themselves out of a good chunk of change. Because look at everything that Sony was doing. Up to when Marvel got involved and put out the Homecoming movie for Spider-Man, everything they put out was shit. We all know that. Like, as much as we may have enjoyed the Sam Raimi films or even the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, they did not do the numbers that people wanted.
Yeah, I mean, because they put too much time and effort into special effects and not into the story, and then they didn't build them up. If you notice what Marvel doing is when they building their characters up before they drop a movie, they gave you some pretty much like previews out of the other movies, like Spider-Man. He was in the Captain America movie, so when he was in that movie, people kind of got a glimpse of him, seeing the character how he is. Same thing with Black Panther. Yep. People got a glimpse of him, seeing the type of character, his personality, so now people know who he is. So boom, when this movie come out, they know this character and they know exactly who he is, who playing this character. So that, I think that kind of helps out as well. Instead of how they was doing with the Spider-Man character, they made 3 Spider-Man movies, then rebooted him why people still had the old Spider-Man still fresh in their memory, and then they want to come back with the same old.
Yeah, but look at that too, is that they rebooted Spider-Man. We had already seen the same story hashed out multiple times. What they did with the new one is that they let it show and inferred to what happened before. Like they inferred what happened to Uncle Ben with his tragedy and everything else, but they didn't need to go back and explain his origin story again. They already had him established. And as you said, that they gave him a chance to show off before.
Yeah, they actually showed it after the Ben tragedy.
Exactly. And they gave him his establishment in Civil War before he got a solo movie. We've seen Hulk enough times in Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner to have a foundation for his character. They would be stupid not to give him his own movie.
And they did work with Universal before, because the Incredible Hulk they put out with Universal as well.
Well, remember the Incredible Hulk, it did help start off the MCU, but it had that other dude who was playing the Hulk. And that movie did not have Marvel shooting it or anything. That was all Universal. And
it's still canon though.
It's still canon, yes, but it wasn't shot. It wasn't done with Marvel helping on it. Yeah, it was done by them, and that movie did not come out the way that it did, because remember, it also had a different actor who was playing Bruce Banner and everything. And then after that, we had it switch over to Mark Ruffalo come the first Avengers.
Yeah, but it's because he's an unaccredited writer on the Incredible Hulk. Edward Norton actually wrote a lot of the script for the Incredible Hulk. And they delivered a movie that was a lot longer than the movie we actually saw in theaters. They actually wanted to get more into, I guess, into his brain, into his head, which was stupid because Marvel already tried that with the first movie, Hulk. All right, with the Ang Lee version, trying to get inside his head. And Marvel ain't want to repeat. They said they actually wanted an action adventure. So they had to step in. Even though the director started beefing about it, Edward Norton started beefing about it. That's why they never got called back, all right? Because they gave Marvel such a hard time, all right? So Marvel was like, all right, we need somebody else besides Edward Norton to do Avengers because we need a team player. We don't need somebody that's going to be about himself and full of himself.
Exactly. And I think that's why just the way that it came out, it was good that they made the change. They really did, because Edward Norton he didn't do Bruce Banner and the Hulk justice that I wanted to see. And I think Mark Ruffalo has really come into the character, because Bruce Banner is a smart dude and he's shown that he's smart. However, he was always very weak and very timid when he wasn't in the Hulk. When he wasn't hulked out, and we're kind of seeing both of those. We've seen both of those sides, and with Ragnarok, they definitely changed that to where we're starting to see more of the smarter side of Hulk that has those kind of human aspects from Banner kind of really showing through, but Hulk being his own separate entity that lives within Banner that we've seen throughout the stories. We know that Hulk and Banner don't like each other, but they know that they need each other, but they don't want to lose themselves to the other. And we saw that struggle with that in Ragnarok. And I think that's phenomenal. That's great to see, because, as Hulk was talking with Thor and Thor was calming him down, Hulk didn't want to give up being angry. He had to keep psyching himself back up and trying not to turn back into Banner. And then when he did, Banner forgot everything that Hulk did, and he realized, oh my God, I haven't been here for 4 years. What happened? And then then we saw the switch back. It's good to see that side of things.
True that. I agree.
Yeah, especially with the Hulk, and they give them like their own separate personalities like that. So you get the Hulk, and he actually have a personality now. And then you got David Banner with his own personality. So yeah, that's a good look, and I'm glad they finally started really doing it, because at first it was just Hulk smash. Now we get a little bit of personality in the Hulk.
Yeah,
that's why I love Thor Ragnarok, because it was just as much a Thor movie as it was a Hulk movie.
Planet Hulk movie.
Exactly, and look at the conversation, the interaction after the Coliseum fight, and when Thor's waking up and talking with Hulk, and he's just like, I won. He's like, no, I'm pretty sure it was a tie. No, Hulk won.
He's like, that sounds wrong. You right? Like,
sure?
I also love the way Hulk talked though, man. That little scene, like when he goes to pick up Valkyrie and whatnot,
Yeah.
Valkyrie was like, he's like, hey, little girl. He's like, what you been up to? He's like, winning.
Exactly. Hulk's a smart ass, and I loved it.
Yeah. But anyway, man, let me go ahead and run my top 5 right quick. My number 1, it was Logan. It didn't make your top 5, but it was my number 1. Because Logan was like the movie when you see it, it's just like it was brutal. And it caught me off guard with the emotional feeling type thing. At the end of the movie, it actually touched something in my soul that I ain't think that could, a comic book movie could actually do, and it actually did that. So you know what I'm saying? It just kind of topped the charts for me. After that, I had to go with Deadpool, because at its time, the rated R genre wasn't around, and it was like it was real iffy. So by Deadpool actually being a good movie and then actually staying kind of localized, because I don't like that over the top stuff where everything is all we trying
end of the world.
Yeah, pretty much. I like the localized stuff because you know what I'm saying, it gets you more attached and more personalized with the individual.
Logan was the same way.
And Logan was the same way. So
it was a grounded story. It was itself. It wasn't focusing on everything going on in the world. You know, no dark Phoenix,
aliens attacking from another planet.
Exactly.
right. It was just
Deadpool's just like I want to find Francis and kick his ass and make him turn me back to get back my girl. That's all he wanted.
Yep. And then my number 3, it would have to be Dark Knight. When man, because it was just something about that Dark Knight just made me feel like
which one? Was it the Dark Knight? The Dark Knight Begins, Dark Knight Rises, or
No. Remember, the first one is Batman Begins. Then there's the Dark Knight, and then the Dark Knight Rises. I know he's talking about the Dark Knight because that's the only one that had Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah. That's Hold on, hear me. I had to second guess myself for a second, like all 3 of them. But so it was something about that one. It just it felt grounded. It almost felt like this actually really could be something that really can go on in the, you know what I'm saying, the world, like you can actually see it. And then the Joker felt like a real person, and I like how his whole concept was he couldn't be bought, he couldn't be persuaded or nothing. He just wanted what he wanted, and that was just all out chaos. And like the whole Batman had to stop him, like, you know what I'm saying, it's something about it wasn't, he had a point to prove more than about money. So it was just like that little aspect, you know, of him doing that.
Exactly.
And I love the way they kept his history ambiguous. Like Joker would allude to things in his past, but he wouldn't really tell you the whole story.
And to go along that is that every time he spoke about something from his past, it never connected or sounded the same. So you knew that everything that Joker was telling you was one of those aspects of he is his own creator of his own narrative. So you can't trust everything he's saying because we don't know it's true or not. And I love that because that's the Joker. And that one, they really showed off one of the big aspects of one of my favorite Joker storylines from the comics. I'm trying to remember, is that, you know, everything not Killing Joke. He was more along, I'm trying to remember exactly which
it took me like 2 times to figure that joke out.
That's coming from, but his Joker's more along the lines is that he's creating the chaos because life itself is the joke. That the chaos is the punchline and life is the joke, and that he's bringing his laughter. He's trying to show everyone that life is nothing more than a joke, and to just live or die, whatever it is. He's just like, because the joke, or when the chaos is the punchline and life is the joke. And that
kind of reminds me of The Comedian.
Exactly. And the way that Heath Ledger play the Joker really encompassed that philosophy of what makes the Joker as a character through all these years of iteration so compelling as the antithesis to the Batman.
True that. And they had a good jumping off point where you're talking about grounded. Batman Begins, that movie was so grounded, it was ridiculous. And that little highlight at the end where he's like, oh yeah, he left his MO. And Commissioner Gordon picks up a Joker card. Everybody in the theater that I saw it with, they was like, oh shit, the Joker's coming back.
It's gonna be something serious. So I'm on number 4. My number 4.
Oh, that was your number 3.
Yeah. Batman was 3. My number 4 is Captain America trilogy. There's no way I could distinguish. Right. I can't distinguish none of them because they all is.
You see that he's using his.
That's the best superhero trilogy though, man. But that is a cop out though.
It's a cop out because I mean it's hard to just choose one of those, but all 3 of them just there, and I say and then all 3 of them was grounded. And see, I got a little pattern going on there. The ones that I really like is the ones that's grounded, and the last is Ant-Man. Ant-Man, I went to this movie not expecting nothing out of this movie. I mean, Marvel never let me down so far. When I went there, low expectations. When I walked out the movie theater, I was like amazed because they put the effort they put in there. Then they say they changed directors mid season, but mid in development, it still came out to be an awesome movie. And then funny, like it just set a whole different tone for me when I seen it. Like I had a newfound respect for the whole industry, the MCU industry at least.
Yeah, dude. I feel you there as far as Ant-Man. Ant-Man was a pleasure to behold. It was funny as hell, original. And it was actually the precursor to some things that appeared in the future. You know what I'm saying? That character that Michael Pena played, dude, was wicked, man. That Stan Lee cameo with Michael Pena's voice. He's like, yo, we got guys that can fly. We got guys that can climb up walls. I was like, oh, shit, Spider-Man. Oh, shit, Spider-Man's coming.
Yep. Dude, but Michael Pena, that man, he made me laugh. Like, he's always just one of the hilarious guys. And his chemistry with Paul Rudd.
Man, I would want to see him with Deadpool, man.
Dude,
that'd be a dream come true.
I know, right? That shit would be ridiculous, bro.
Dude, seeing Scott Lang's Ant-Man with Deadpool would be hilarious because I can already think about the amount of jokes and innuendos that Deadpool would make about the thing that about Ant-Man. He's like, you get small? Does it affect down there? And then he makes himself weird. He's like, whoa, I can see your bulge up from here. Never took the time to look at it before.
Oh wow, yeah, that thing that would bring some new comedy gold, definitely.
And you gotta think too, especially with that one, Ryan Reynolds already is a hilarious dude, and Paul Rudd is a great comedian. Put those 2 characters the way that their chemistry would work in their own comedy as it is, like that would just play so well off of each other. It would be hilarious. And then of course
it wouldn't have to hold back either.
Exactly. And if you have the Wasp there, her seriousness, the way that it would just kind of balance out, you can already see the kind of jokes that would play between those 2.
Yeah, she trying to be dead serious. They just cutting up.
Yeah.
He steady.
Will be like, is she always this much of a bitch? Yeah, most of the time. What'd you say? Nothing. Bitch.
And just have a mediocre storyline in between it, and they'll keep people interested in it. I mean,
nah, but it won't be mediocre, man. I mean, come on, the storyline for Deadpool was deep, man.
It was real well written for the time that they had to rewrite it after the original director left for Deadpool.
Because they brought in Chris McKay. They brought in Chris McKay and Paul Rudd actually jumped in on the script as well.
Yeah, and I was about to say they had the writer leave for Deadpool, and Ryan Reynolds was already heavily involved, especially with the issues with Tim Miller, who was the original director. And then look at what happened with the screenwriter and director for Ant-Man. You know, they walked off at the very end, and Paul Rudd took up the writing for the story along with Chris Kay, you know, and did everything at the last second. And they thought that it was going to be horrible, but the movie was such a surprise. It was phenomenal. I loved it. Like, and the interaction between Ant-Man and Falcon with Sam, oh, dude, that was great. Those 2, that was hilarious. And once you saw,
remember what was the running line?
It was awkward.
What was the running line through the movie? I know a guy.
I know a guy. You see, my cousin, he works for this lady who goes to this bar, who talked to this one guy who works at this museum, who talked to this dude who said he was looking for someone. He's just like, I need a guy. And what did he ask? He asked for you.
Yeah.
It's just like, how does everyone know the one person that's looking for what you're looking for? Like that was crazy. And the way that all tied right into Civil War when Cap finds Bucky and Sam, he's just like, we're gonna need some help, and Sam's just like, I can make a call. And you just see that like that look of just like I know who to get a hold of. And then you see him in the van with Scott Lang, and he's just like, "Oh, what happened? I fell asleep during that drive."
Yeah. Actually, this whole Ant-Man thing is a nice segue into the next topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. So what? If y'all have y'all seen that new Ant-Man trailer yet with the WASP?
Oh, absolutely, man. I saw it as soon as I saw it trending on Twitter early in the morning. I was just like, yo.
Man,
Yo, I like the title, the way they did the letters and whatnot.
Yeah, how they grew.
Old school comic book look when they did it like that too.
Very much so. I loved it. And just seeing everything, it was great.
And the chemistry gonna be there. Y'all seen the jokes they was pulling off? See, to me, the little small side jokes, that'd be the funny jokes when they was describing the wall suit, like she got wings, like she got a blaster too. He's like, oh, this equipment wasn't available when you made mine. He's like, yeah, it was available, and it was like,
no, I had it. Like, what?
Yeah, but why do you know why he said that though? Because come on, think about it. It's Scott Lang, yo. Would you trust Scott Lang with that high level of tech? You know what I'm saying? Nah. The one that should have been Ant-Man was the Wasp. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't want his daughter involved. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Everybody knows she's way more qualified. She trained Scott how to fight.
Yep.
Right, yeah, she way more qualified. Now she got way more weapons, and then she way more serious. So she really gonna be something serious. Man,
and I mean, like just the ending of Ant-Man, that when they finally showed like after credit scene,
when
her dad showed her the costume, she just said it's about damn time.
Exactly, because she's like, I made this for your mother, and she was like, yeah, it's mine now.
And so y'all think that's what they gonna go the movie gonna be about? They trying to go find her mother in the microverse?
No, I don't think that they're gonna go that far to look for her in the microverse. I know right now
the microverse does show up in the trailer.
It does show up in the trailer, but I don't think they're gonna go looking for her mother, just because of the fact that we know that right now that they're more focused on being on the run after Cap broke everyone out of that prison there in the middle of the ocean. You know, they're looking for Scott. You know, they already showed what happened when the FBI came and took them and everything, probably before they took them to the prison.
Man, I'm telling you, that's gonna be the main thing. But they're gonna still be looking for his they're gonna be looking for his mother, the first Wasp. But then they're gonna be trying to run. It's gonna be more than one thing going on in the movie at one time.
You think they're gonna have the mother in the story? You think that they're gonna be playing?
Yeah, I think so. Why would you cast Michelle Pfeiffer just to show her in flashbacks? Because they casted Michelle Pfeiffer to be Janet Van Dyne. You know what I'm saying? So, and just to think about the way the trailer went, the trailer has that heist element to it. Yeah. And that score, that musical score that they had, it goes with it, man. Yeah. And I love the way the trailer started off with like Civil War. You know, he was asking Hope, like, it was like when Cap called and whatnot, would you have gone? She's like, I guess we'll never find out.
But if
you did ask, you would have never got caught.
Yep.
All right. Then I was like, all right, that's what's up. And the way they mess around with like the shrinking and the enlarging and all that.
Yeah, they played a big part on this one more than it was in the first
the whole building. He just shrunk down the whole building and pulled it away like carry-on luggage. I was like, what?
You know what's funny about that is if you look at the building before they shrink it, is that you see that the little handle that he had was actually the air vents on top of the building. Like you see that little visual cue, and you can see where it has the like full handprint for him to be able to grab it. So it's just like the entire air vent is like a little luggage suitcase, so that he must have had wheels like underneath to be able to pull it. I'm just like, oh my god.
But
people were talking about that. See, they're like, it doesn't make sense because isn't the building supposed to be the same density? It's just like, yeah, it's the same density. But the thing about it that they showed is that it may have the same density as when Ant-Man's small to when he's normal size, but his weight is still different. You can't see it, but it still has the same density of when it hits. So it could be smaller, but the actual density of the device itself.
They could have created it.
It's all built into the tech. Just think about the first one, Yellow Jacket. He could shrink inanimate objects before he mastered shrinking down.
Yep. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So they was able to shrink down inanimate stuff.
Yeah. Hank Pym knows what he's doing. He's the one who created the Pym particles. Let's let the science that he created play out itself. Like, don't get all uppity about it. Yeah.
Yo, the stuff with the little Hot Wheels car, that van, that was dope. And they turned into a little Hot Wheels car. They went up under the enemy car and then just turned to full size and knocked the car on his ass. I was like,
I thought my favorite part was just when they threw the Pez dispenser. Yeah, the little
Hello Kitty Pez dispenser. Yo, that's the best way to ever finish that trailer, yo. I can't.
Oh, absolutely. Just a giant.
And then they put the camera in slow-mo, so you see that giant Pez dispenser. It's like, oh, get out, man. Want to know what's going to be trippy? Actually seeing the movie. Who knows if they're inside of a toy truck or something?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's just flinging out different toys at them and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I could just imagine the comedy gold, yo. It'll be like the train set, yo. You saw the train set in the first trailer where the train fell to the side. It's like, wow, that kind of looks funny as hell. But when you actually see it in the movie,
when they're riding and they're like, oh God, we're gonna crash, and you just see it like tip over just like off the little track. See, I think that's what made Ant-Man so great, is that it was campy. It had its superhero elements, but it also was kind of that heist comedy because it was campy because of some of the things, the way it was written, and it worked.
And this is going to be a new genre for Marvel. Not only is it a heist, but it's going to be a rom-com, yo.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing, it's going to be a romantic comedy between Hope and Scott.
And honestly, that love dynamic right there works because of the fact that just because you saw it a little bit in the first movie as it was.
Of course, yo.
So now actually having them, especially with that scene where the daughter's talking to him, he's just like, I don't know, maybe I'm just worried. She's like, no, I just think you need a partner, someone to get your back. He's just like, yeah.
Oh, and that scene with the wasp and the knives, yo. If that would have been Scott, his body would have been sliced in half, bro.
Oh yeah, the way running on
that spot, he wouldn't have done it as coolly. He would have been like tripping up on him.
Dude, second blade, she split her legs and her wings popped out, yo. I was like, what? I was like, oh man. I was like, dude. Then she went and ran on the last blade. I was like, no, that's crazy. It's like the wasp on some shiznit.
Yeah, she is. But ain't this gonna be after the Civil War? Or not the Civil War, the Infinity War. So you think that it might? It
actually looks like the story's events take place after Civil War, because if you notice at the beginning of the trailer,
they were showing
on
the Civil
Scott.
War.
He has that thing on his ankle.
That
you know what I'm saying? So that he basically can't. That ankle bracelet. So he basically can't leave the confines of his home. You know what I'm saying? And then that's why I think Hank Pym and Hope are on the run, because the government wants them, because obviously he created the tech for Scott Lang.
So pretty much y'all think that he not gonna be in Infinite War then?
Not I don't think he's Infinite show up. War, because the movies are the movie's already scheduled to come out after Infinite War.
Right,
so
Infinity War.
After the Infinity War. So I think that Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to return in the fourth Avengers movie, whether that be Infinity War 2 or whatever else they're going to do alongside.
Whatever it's going to be called.
Go ahead.
I'll say that they're going to come out in that movie alongside Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel, because they're going to be needed as the big backup to help kind of turn things around with what's going to happen in Infinity War.
Right. Hey, so who y'all think is going to be the next big bad after the Infinity War with Thanos?
Bro, it's kind of hard to think of someone who could top the Mad Titan, especially after this. Like, we know that there's been hints at Kang the Conqueror, which is definitely a big thing, because Kang the Conqueror is similar to Reverse Flash in DC. He's gone across all different times. He can do all sorts of different things across the place, and is always having a hand in there. And he would definitely be an interesting aspect, especially now that you're looking at the big Fox buyout and what it could lead to, because now this can help kind of redo the Fantastic Four, and they can redo Galactus and all that aspect. However, with them already looking at what they're going to do for Phase 4, and this coming after news, or just before the news of the Fox buyout actually going through, I honestly think now is the perfect time, if they do get it all settled, to really push for Secret Wars, and really bring in some of the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and really set up Doctor Doom and the Creator as the next big bads. Like, I think Secret Wars would be perfect because then that one allows them to do the new cast that they want to take over the mantles for everyone, but then bring back some of those older faces to reprise the roles. But then we get Secret Wars, and that can lead into Battle World because then we can have the Ultimate Universe or Uncanny for some, and be able to have those different Captain Americas and different Thors or whatever come together and have this big, really, really big setup for a fight, and then leave that all into Battle World to what's left now. Like, I think that would be the perfect time to kind of set that up.
Or Doom and the Watcher. That they can go there about
Doom and the Watcher.
But not so much the Watcher though, because the Watcher's Uatu, right? I think it would be Doom and what he said, the creator, the Beyonder.
Yeah, the Beyonder. Yep.
Yeah,
those would be the two big main ones and whatnot, especially Doctor Doom. You know, actually done right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doctor Doom done right. That would be like a major baddie. So I actually hope the deal goes through. But if it doesn't go through, damn, you know, Kang the Conqueror was a good one.
Yeah, because as far as we know, that it looks like everything's going through relatively well so far. They just
so let's assume that it will. So Doctor Doom would be it. That would be like the main bad and whatnot.
Exactly. So Secret Wars would definitely be the next big thing to really set up for, and that would allow them to bring over the X-Men and all that, and then, you know, really set up for everything from there. Because then they could bring over the Ultimate Avengers or the Uncanny Avengers and really bring in, you know, if they have the new people in the mantles, and then they could bring back the old ones, you know, and then really make this big movie event that'll absolutely do numbers, because Secret Wars, I think, is probably one of the biggest things to really do, you know. And
matter of fact, want to know what could follow Secret Wars?
What was that?
You know what could follow Secret Wars? Assuming everything goes through, X-Men versus Avengers.
Yeah, they could do X-Men versus Avengers with that.
Yeah, I mean, but I think they had to take that had to take a little bit more build up to do X-Men and Avengers. I think they had to
obviously I'm saying well after Secret Wars. So let's say after these 20 movies that Marvel got planned, we already know a couple of them ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? We know it's Guardians 3 going to be there.
You're talking about something going to happen in 2030.
So, well, here's the thing though. You got to look at it like this: is they already know that they already have 20 different projects currently in talks and in line about things.
In planning stages.
Yeah, in the planning stages. And we know that, as we say, let's go assume that the Fox buyout goes through, because it's already looking like it is. You know, one, they can set up Secret Wars, because one, we know that the Fox X-Men universe and their movies are still going through. However, there is some changes that they definitely need to do. Like, honestly, I don't feel that it's the time to do Dark Phoenix story yet. They haven't established the new X-Men kids yet to really set up.
I would be happy if they actually canceled it flat out, yo.
Yeah, like, here's the thing, like, I agree that it should be canceled right now, but use that later, because they haven't set up the new class from the First Class universe, whatever you want to go through with the First Class timeline of the new X-Men generation, to set up yet for Dark Phoenix, because we saw Sophie Turner in the first movie with Age of Apocalypse taking up the new Jean Grey, and the actors and the cast that they have for the X-Men is not bad. It's just the writing for Apocalypse was crap. However, so they need to take the time and rebuild that and refinish, you know, reset everything up, because they put out Apocalypse way too early, and he was not the villain that people want. However, they can turn that around and make Mr. Sinister as the big bad for the X-Men universe, and that can lead into Secret Wars, because of the fact that with them having that, they also have Fantastic Four, so they can have Doctor Doom already getting everything set in motion to get everything coming from there, as well as the MCU still doing its thing, and then the Secret Wars be the big tie-in for both, and kind of bring both of those universes together, and then put them all in one universe from there.
I mean, yeah, that'd be a good way of doing it, you know. But
want to know what I'm thinking they're gonna go with though? I don't think it's gonna be Secret Wars though. It's gonna be that cosmic storyline that involved Nova, the Guardians of the Galaxy and all that. I forgot what it was called. But it actually came out a few years back, and it was freaking epic, yo. It was involved with um, Silver Surfer, Nova, Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like basically all the cosmic heroes and whatnot. I'm thinking that's the route that they're gonna lean to because James Gunn was brought in as and he was brought in basically in a supervisory capacity for the Marvel cosmic side of things and whatnot. And I have a feeling that in Phase 4, we're gonna see a Nova movie. All right,
I would love to see Nova because Nova's one of my other favorites in the cosmic. And I don't know if y'all played any of that.
Marvel Heroes Omega.
Yeah, the Marvel Heroes Omega. Dude,
Hell
Nova was my favorite character to use in there because I found the perfect combo to use, dude. I would just be throwing his Nova bombs all over the place and be using signature energy and just turn everything into a giant landmine just all over the place, bro. Like just triggering everything. Like Nova is probably one of my favorite heroes because I do like the Nova Corps, and we saw them tease the Nova Corps right there in the first movie.
Yeah, definitely, man. And then that insignia on Captain Marvel's chest is Nova Corps.
Because that's Marvel coming from the Kree.
I mean, so that could be a plausible thing that they could be doing, and that'd be easy for them to implement too.
Just think about it. Nova has appeared in the last 2 Marvel vs. Capcom games, right? Because he even came out in Infinite. He also appeared in Marvel Heroes Omega. All right, so there's a reason why Marvel keeps bringing this character back. All right, and like you said, the Nova Corps was already teased. All right, and you got a person like Glenn Close, playing the leader of the Nova Corps. All right, Nova Prime. All right, why are you gonna get an actress of such caliber, right, for just a throwaway role? Nah. Marvel got big plans, bro. You know what I'm saying? I see her coming back in the Nova movie easily.
I'm not disagreeing there, but who do you think that they would get to play Rich Rider is the real question. Who do you think
that's a good question right there. My bid right now would be old dude, the Maze Runner. The star of the Maze Runner. I forgot his name right now, but the one that played in American Assassin opposite Michael Keaton. I think he would be perfect as Rich Rider.
You said American Assassin.
The one who played opposite of Michael Keaton.
The main star of the Maze Runner.
Dylan O'Brien?
Yeah, Dylan O'Brien.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he would be perfect, for Nova. But that's just me. What do you guys think?
I mean, I can kind of see where Dylan would be a good fit for Rich Rider. However, you got to think that one he doesn't fit the full look as well as he doesn't match the age of where Rich Rider would be, because Rich Rider being one of the few Terrans or humans there in the Nova Corps, he's in his mid 30s to 40s. Dylan wouldn't have that older look enough to be able to really fit Rich Rider.
Well, you could change up the ages, man. They've done it a few times.
They could change the ages, but and like I said, I see where you're coming from. He's definitely interesting for it.
He has the physique. He has the build. The man does action. I mean, he got hurt on the Maze Runner doing the last Maze Runner movie, man.
Yeah. Like I said, he's definitely someone who I could see it as him. Like I said, they would have to make some changes to fit him a little bit better, but he wouldn't be a bad choice at all. No.
Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't be a bad choice, but I think me personally, I had to go with Galactus. I just feel like they need to do
Galactus is right. What, like the main bad?
Yeah, but see, do them how they did.
That would be epic though.
But see, they gotta do it like how they did on Thanos. Well, it might be a series of 10 movies. You might get glimpses of them here and there. Then they come with them. I mean, big bag like how they doing with him. Just don't do them in no.
Who's to say there won't be a Silver Surfer movie if that deal goes through? I see a Silver Surfer movie, bro.
So they actually could do a whole Silver Surfer movie beforehand.
And what they could do, some of them build up to the Silver Surfer movie to set up for Galactus is see what they could do here is that they could get reports from across everyone, especially from the cosmic, that there's reports of galaxies and planets just disappearing. And no one knows what's happened to them, and that can help to tease, the World Eater himself,
dude. And then actually bring something out of left field, bring in the Eternals.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Well, we already know that that they've been teasing some of the Eternals. We know.
Well, yeah, we saw the Celestial in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, we saw Ego as a Celestial in that. So we already know that the Eternals exist. Especially look at the Eternals that we already have that we've seen. We've seen the Collector, and we've seen the
and what's the name off of Thor Ragnarok? He was a Eternal too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the Grandmaster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're two of the five Eternals that we know of. So we already know that they've
no. The Eternals characters, you're confusing it a little bit. They're the five. I forgot what, but they're not Eternals though. I'm talking about the Eternals, the one where Crystal comes from. Remember they incorporated Crystal into the Inhumans because she was originally an Eternal.
Okay.
All right, I'm geeking out on some old school Jack Kirby, Stan Lee shit right now.
Man, okay. I see where you're coming from now.
He went deep into the pages on us, huh?
Yeah, he was going a little bit more there, but I see where he's coming from now. I got you.
Yeah, you got
the Eternals would open up the cosmic side to like something really far out there, yo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they dropped the ball with Inhumans by bringing them to TV. You know what I'm saying? Which they never should have done. All right, that should have been a movie.
Here's the thing: is that it wasn't that they did it to TV. It could have worked if they brought it to TV. The issue is the writing for the characters was just so off. Like, how do you mess up Black Bolt, dude? Black Bolt is such a god. Like,
dude,
seriously,
how do you cut off Medusa's hair?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
And that's why I said for TV, they did it wrong because it's like they was trying to save on budget. So that Medusa hair is going to fucking ruin the budget. It costs us too much money to do the flowing hair. So cut off her hair. I'm like, what?
And again, with Black Bolt, especially, that's the one that pissed me off the most is because one, Black Bolt does not speak because his voice is so powerful. Okay, you got to think of just how powerful it is. With a word, he could destroy a planet, and at certain times, we've seen his power.
Yeah, set at the right pitch. As a matter of fact, with a whisper, he could destroy a city.
Exactly. We've seen that he has held back the Hulk and Thor and others by humming through his mouth. He has kept them back and fought them because he just hummed. Like, they did not give Black Bolt the justice that he deserved.
I feel sad for Vin Diesel, though. I feel sad for Vin Diesel because he really wanted to play Black Bolt. And Vin Diesel, we seen him. He would have been perfect, definitely. And Riddick is one of the main characters to go off of. With Riddick, he says so much without saying shit.
Exactly. We saw that in Pitch Black, and then we saw that in the Chronicles of Riddick movie. He was very a man of few words, and he let his actions speak.
With just a look, he could actually relay everything, bro. I was like, wow. I was like, they really dropped the ball on that. But that had to do with like the beef that was going on between Marvel and the dude that's like the guy that was the head of Marvel before they put Kevin Feige in charge of the MCU. Because there was one dude that was in charge. I think he's like 70 or 80 years old. I'm not sure how old this cat is. And he was always tight with the budgets. All right. And what Kevin Feige did, he went to Bob Iger, the head of Disney, and he told Bob Iger the stuff that was going down because he wanted to do Civil War. Robert Downey wanted like 35 million, some shit like that. Old dude was like, no, he ain't getting it. He was like, what, is you crazy? He's like, this dude brought in billions of dollars for us, man. Why can't he get $35 million? No. He can't come out in the movie. Kevin Feige knew better than that. Civil War is Cap versus Iron Man. So he had to go over his head, went to Bob Iger, and Bob Iger agreed with Kevin Feige. So he just came down. He's like, yo, you get the TV side, and you're going to get the movie side. So old dude, out of spite, wanted to do Inhumans for TV. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Basically sweeping the MCU movie Inhumans right from under them. You know what I'm saying? Because they put that into production and everything with the low-ass budget and everything else.
And here's the thing is that they still, as far as we know, is that they still have the Inhumans movie. They still have it slated at some point. However, they're going to have to redo it now because of the fact that of what he did with the TV show.
Nah, they took it off the slate, bro.
Did they take it?
Yeah, it was supposed to come out before.
Oh, man.
It was supposed to come out before As a matter of fact, right after Thor Ragnarok, it was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out before Black Panther.
Oh,
So
wow.
Inhumans would have been dropping now instead of Black Panther.
That's a shame, man.
Right,
Like,
and they took it off because when they announced it for the TV show, they took the movie completely out. It's like completely gone.
oh, that's
Like that happened simultaneously.
that's irritating because with the MCU right now not having the X-Men, like the Inhumans are so interesting and so much more variety and so has so much potential that they could have done with, and this guy went and shot all that out the window.
Yep.
Especially with what we saw of some of the teasers of the capabilities of the Inhumans from the TV show, from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, they have so much that they could do with them because the Inhumans have such variety and so much potential, and this guy kind of fucked all that.
Yep. Hey, speaking upon that, let's move on to this topic. If y'all had the opportunity to change a character's backstory, what character would y'all choose, and how would you change their backstory? Start off with you, Knuckles.
Oh man, this is one of those things that's really hard to think about. Yeah.
It's like, what character do you want to change that you don't like?
It don't have to be just don't like. It could be a character that you like. It was just there's something in their backstory that you like. I wish it should have been like this and not like this.
See, when you think about that, it's kind of hard to think of because when you look at the characters and all the changes that are made over them, some of them you like, some of them you don't like, but you already see that there's so many iterations and changes to backstory. It's hard to think of something original for yourself on what you could do because you're going to find those backstories that you like, and yeah, you'll find the ones that you don't like, but typically there's someone who's already created and redid their own background or backstory.
How about creating your own original character?
Yeah. See, when you do it like that, then yeah, you could do that. But taking something that's already established, that's hard to do.
It ain't that hard. Just think of something you don't. Somebody got a poor backstory. Who got a backstory that need working on that ain't flushed out, or they went left with it.
And again, that's hard to figure out.
Dude, I'm stumped, really. I mean, if I was to create an original character, I would tell you El Taino. All right? Actually make a Puerto Rican character and whatnot based on Puerto Rico's history and whatnot when there was, basically just natives. You know what I'm saying? The different types of things that they did back then and everything. I would like to try to incorporate that into like modern times, basically get down to the nitty gritty and break it down with like aliens and the whole nine. I mean, just come up with some bugged out concept for a character called El Taino. Now, whether I would change like the background story to any superhero, actually, the only character that actually had an ambiguous backstory, which his backstory really is not that ambiguous now, was actually Logan. All right, but we've seen so many movies on his past and Weapon X program and everything that now his backstory is not really all that ambiguous. You know what I'm saying? Everybody more or less knows what Logan is about. Mm-hmm. And then if I'm thinking of like heroes that I like, from Daredevil to Jessica Jones to Luke Cage to Iron Fist and whatnot, the comic book versions, obviously, their backstories is great, yo. I can't actually change anything because I think they're all on point.
And
the Avengers, same thing.
Exactly. When you do change something, look at how it turns out. Because look at Batman. We know Batman's backstory for forever, and when they do change, it comes from Flashpoint Paradox. It's not Bruce that survives; it's Thomas. Bruce gets shot.
Exactly.
And then we get that darker Batman because Thomas loses his mind. And he thought Martha died because she was shot too. Turns out, no, that's his Joker.
Exactly, dude.
And it plays out like that. Like, you got to think that anything that unless you're trying to be original about it, that taking a character's background, trying to change it, it's hard to do because there's people who've already thought of what you might think of.
Okay, I hear
that. I agree. I'm stumped. So, I mean, what do you have in mind? You said it's not that hard.
You got people like
what character would you change?
You got people like, okay, Swamp Thing. I changed some of
Swamp
his.
Thing?
Yeah, I changed some of his backstory. I mean,
Really?
yeah, the whole pollution dropping and stuff like that. It remind me. I'll make it more to do with David Banner and Captain America with their storylines and intertwine his more with that.
Swamp
Or
Thing.
like, yeah,
Swamp Thing's
not
But you're talking.
intertwine,
Are
but
you talking
like,
the Alan Moore run? Did you read the Alan Moore run, the Swamp Thing?
not intertwining with or Captain America.
Or are you
Like,
talking about the movie version of Swamp Thing?
No, I'm talking about in like in the comics. They need to more
All
intertwine
right.
more on that note. And then I was looking at who else? Captain Marvel, they're pretty cool. That new Iron Man, they could change her backstory.
Iron Man to change his backstory?
No, not the original Iron Man. That new girl they got, that's the Iron Man.
Oh, Iron Woman.
Yeah, whatever.
Not
she
Iron Woman.
she was in college and she
I think she's called Ironheart. Ironheart.
That she stumbled on.
They couldn't go with Iron Maiden because of the band, so that's what they wanted to call it, but they couldn't use that name, so they went, I think, with Ironheart.
Yeah, Ironheart.
Yeah, okay. Well, her backstory about her being a college kid, stumbling on how to make Stark weapons and stuff like that.
No, not just a college kid. She's a student at MIT.
Yeah, she was a student at MIT and just stumbled on how to make his weapon.
She ain't stumbled. She's already a genius because she's at MIT, bro.
Remember, she was following and
she's a young kid. She's not even old enough to go to MIT, but she is because that's how smart she is.
Yeah, but it just something. Just to me, it need to be more fuller. To me, that just ain't. I don't know. It just you always see it just seem generic.
Generic.
Well, the thing is, she followed Tony Stark. She took what she knew of the Iron Man design. Yeah, she took of what she knew of the design for the suit and recreated it herself. Like
just like Miles Morales was a fan of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right. And
you got to remember too that Tony Stark was an MIT student as well.
Mm-hmm.
So she easily could have seen the great success of MIT's top, the Tony Stark, Iron Man himself. It
that's her idol, basically, from what I see.
Yeah, she still need to change it.
I think she's perfect though, man. Because first of all, they made her a young black student, right? And not only is she black, but she's a kid. She's a teen. All right, that just shows how smart she is. You know what I'm saying? To be at MIT at such a young age. All right, and then her having an idol like Tony Stark. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, she's at MIT. She's into tech. All right, so definitely she would get inspired by the best on the planet. And the best is actually Tony Stark.
Exactly.
I mean that's true.
And think about this too. After Tony saw her suit and what she did, he went to her and endorsed her and said, "You know what? I like what you did." He's like, "It takes smarts," and he helps her push forth to that. He helped her improve the suit and everything to become Ironheart. This is when he was toning down his Iron Man antics because he was trying to lead the Avengers without having to constantly be in the suit.
Exactly.
All right. Well, what about this one then? I got a different one then. Carnage. His backstory could get changed.
Well, definitely. I do think they're gonna change his backstory in the Venom movie, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I mean, in the Venom movie.
How would you change up Carnage? Because remember, his symbiote was already the Carnage symbiote was already crazy. That previously his previous host had enjoyed, simply carnage. He enjoyed slaughter for the sake of it. And when he found his new host, which was a serial killer nonetheless, they both enjoyed murder for the sake of murder. Well, how would you change Carnage to make sense that it's still Carnage, but how would you update it?
Well, they already did in the Ultimate Spider-Man comic books. See, I never read the original Carnage storyline, but I read Ultimate Spider-Man. And in that storyline, he's basically the symbiote was an experiment. It wasn't something from another planet. It wasn't from Battleworld, right? That place from Secret Wars. It was actually an experiment done by Peter Parker's dad and I forgot who was the other party. I think it might be Harry Osborn's dad. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not sure. I know it's two people that was working on that and created the symbiote that eventually became Venom. All right. And then they did some other types of experiments that it actually morphed into what became Carnage. All right. So it actually wasn't a symbiote. So, you know, for Carnage, they could go multiple ways with the character. All right. It could be a symbiote or it could be an experiment.
Yeah, or it could be
either or. I think
experiment from the symbiote. They could have had the symbiote or piece from Alpha or Venom, and they could experiment with it, and it kind of
that's another possibility, definitely.
And that's what we might be seeing though in the Venom movie.
And that's
exactly
is because the fact that they're going planet of the symbiote. So we already know they're going to take the Venom symbiote and create the clones of it, which turns into anti-venom. Poison and a couple of the others, and we already know that the Carnage symbiote is going to be there too.
That'll be interesting, definitely.
Yeah. And speaking of the Venom movie, you know that they just finished up the shooting on everything, right?
Principal photography. Yep.
Yeah, they finished up everything, so now it's officially just finishing up post-production, and then it'll be ready for its.
And they're doing a lot of promotion for it right now because I've been seeing a lot of people talking about the Venom movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know they have been tweeting out certain things and whatnot. It'll be interesting to say the least when it actually does release, or when they actually show that first trailer.
Right. I'm waiting to see the tone they go in. That's what I'm more curious about right now with that movie, just to see that tone. Well, y'all ready to go ahead and get to this off with your head segment?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do this.
I got a wind up for y'all this time here. All right. Now y'all gotta excuse my country grammar, the way I pronounce it, because I know I always I ain't gonna say I butcher it. I just say it and then sometime in a different way, I guess some people will say. Ryu Hayabusa or Ryu from Street Fighter. Who would y'all choose or choose to say that I have a better fight against the Ninja Turtles? Not one, but all four.
Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden or Ryu from Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Both.
both. I mean, easily it's gonna be. Honestly, I'd say it's gonna be Ryu Hayabusa.
You go with the Hayabusa?
Oh yeah, because here's the thing: Ryu with the Dragon Fist is a great martial artist and all, but he even with the Dragon's Fist with the Hadouken, that he may have hand-to-hand combat, but he's not used to fighting against weapons.
Multiple opponents.
Exactly, and multiple opponents. And even if he did, that if anything happens and he loses control, the Dark Hado is going to come out. However, we've seen what the Ninja Turtles have been able to fight against before, especially if you look at with Shredder and everything from the goo that's turned other people into animals and stuff before.
Metahumans.
Yeah. Like the Dark Hado isn't something that's well out of their league. However, Ryu Hayabusa is a trained ninja himself for years. Like they've fought and even the Ninja Turtles have had issues against the Foot Clan at sometimes, but having a truly dedicated ninja like Ryu who's gone up against demons, and all sorts of crazy shit, I think Hayabusa would easily outdo Ryu any day.
All right. That's a good choice. All right. What about you, Kaleidoscope?
Actually, I think Ryu Hayabusa would actually body the Turtles once the Dark Hado came out. I think he would murder all four of them. But the ones that'll actually make mincemeat out of the Turtles and decapitate all of them would actually be Ryu Hayabusa. Right? Because Ryu Hayabusa is on a whole nother level, man. This dude has fought demons, he's fought multiple characters all at once, cut off their legs, then went and cut their head off. You know what I'm saying? So off with their heads. Right? So basically, Ryu Hayabusa would destroy the turtles. All right, so you'll have 4 headless turtles at the end of the fight.
Damn.
He would make a turtle soup, bro. Straight
Dude.
up. He would serve
He would cut off the arms.
Show.
He would cut off their arms, then cut off their legs, and then once they're on their fucking stumpy legs and whatnot, he would cut off their head.
Man, but you gotta think about them turtles. Their head can go inside their shell. So when he's swinging at their head, they could be putting it in their shell. I mean, me personally.
Well, remember they
Ryu's fast, bro. Ryu's fast, man.
But I don't think he can get all 4 of the turtles.
I think he'll body all 4 and Splinter at the same time.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, of course, man.
They need to bring
crazy. The turtles, they don't have any type of like ninpo or ninjutsu or whatnot. I mean, let's say ninpo, right? Because they all know ninjutsu, right? They're all ninjas, but they don't have any ninpo. Ryu has ninpo, all right? This dude has thrown fireballs. This dude has fucking slashing wind and whatnot that slashes people to pieces, all right? He has fucking fireballs that burn things down. I mean, dude, Ryu Hayabusa is a beast, man. And with the weapons that he has, it is just that he be carrying with him, not just the dragon sword. You know, how about the nunchucks and shit? The nunchucks, that glaive thing?
Oh, yeah. With
dude, the nunchucks got blades on the tips of it, man. That staff that he uses, you know what I'm saying? The staff that he fucking, once you do the combo, another part of the staff comes out with blades and whatnot. Yo, dude, Ryu would body the turtles, bro.
Man, but you got to think about it. Ryu is a regular human being. Them turtles.
He ain't a regular human being, bro. Man. He got possessed by a demon in freaking Ninja Gaiden 3. So his whole arm and whatnot, it was possessed by a demon. He has a demon inside of him, bro. The turtles are just 4 regular mutated turtles. You know what I'm saying? And a big ass rat.
You talk like that, like that's common or something. Like, mutated.
I'm just saying, it's like they 4 big turtles and whatnot that are mutants. They're mutants, yo. That's all they is. They're mutants. So 4 giant turtles and 1 big rat.
Extra strong. They extra strong. And then it's 4 of them. They working as a team. Now Hayabusa might be quicker, might have more wisdom than them, but there's no way possible he could battle 4
Dude,
turtles.
Did you see that giant werewolf dude that Ryu Hayabusa fought in Ninja Gaiden 2? Or that giant King Kong dude that he fought in Ninja Gaiden 2? I've never seen the turtles fight something that big.
You don't think the turtles could have took that out?
Nah, hell no.
Well, but
dude, I got the original Turtles comic books and everything, yo. There's no way in hell the turtles would take over Ryu Hayabusa.
Well, I agree. There's no way Hayabusa could be outdone by the turtles. They would not be able to handle him at all.
Anybody?
I'm telling you, you're gonna have turtle soup after the fact, bro. Turtle soup with some rat stew.
Man,
you'll see some real turtles on the half show when he's done.
Nah, they
right? Yeah, they're really gonna be turtles in the half show.
They gonna be some Hayabusa pizza.
Yo, Hayabusa will cut themselves in half, yo. Let's sing.
Yeah, well, it had to be, you know what I'm saying? Well, the Ninja Turtles, sorry for you. Off with your head.
Plus Splinter.
Yo, you will put Splinter under the guillotine too?
Yeah, dude. He'll take out the whole turtles. He'll take out 4 turtles and Splinter. Like I'm telling you, it's gonna be turtle soup and rat stew.
Well, we gotta go get Casey Jones and Bucky O'Hare and gonna have to bring out the
Casey Jones wouldn't even be competition, man. He'd stick those golf clubs up where the stone don't shine.
He'll be like fighting a foot soldier.
He comes at him, he just like backhanded with 1 finger.
That's what I'm saying, bro. He'll stand in front of him with his arms crossed and shit. Next thing Casey Jones will know, he got slapped in the face. He ain't even see Ryu move.
No. Nope.
Like, damn, who the hell hit me?
Did he just get smacked a few more times? Next thing you know,
he'll look at Ryu each time, and Ryu still has his arms crossed.
Yep. And he looks down, he's being slapped with his feet. He ain't even moving his hands. This dude's kicking me in the face, and I can't even see it.
We had to go get the whole arsenal for him then.
Yeah.
Who else on the Ninja Turtles on a roster? They wasn't cool with that many people. It was Casey Jones, April, and it was
look,
Bucky O'Hare. Not Bucky O'Hare. What's the rabbit name? Captain
what, Usagi Yojimbo?
Yeah, Usagi Yojimbo. That's what they had to go get. That's what they had to go get.
So they're gonna make some rabbit stew as well.
Usagi Yojimbo.
I got geared to him though, you know. Hey, high boost is the truth.
Yes, he is, man.
We'll be seeing you at E3 this year.
Yeah, right. We need a new Ninja Gaiden.
Hey, you got to
Yeah,
talk it
hopefully.
into existence. Talk it into existence.
Yeah, we need a new one back. We need a new one. It's been too long.
Hell yeah. With gentlemen, man, I enjoyed myself. It was a nice podcast. I had fun talking to y'all, you know what I'm saying, talking in the chat. I had a good time, you know what I'm saying. And y'all had any last thoughts or anything y'all want to say before we get up out of here?
Everyone stay easy out there, man. Enjoy yourselves.
Definitely, man. And Black Panther is the truth.
Yeah. Next week till Black Panther come out, we're gonna be talking about Black Panther, and the week after we're gonna be giving our thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Heroic Vibration Podcast, and we out. Later.
Peace.